Thank you very much for staying with Politics Tonight. Let's begin with some developments in the polity. A former Deputy Governor of Ondo State, Aiyedatiwa, has emerged as the candidate of the People's Democratic Party for the November 16 governorship election. Ajayi polled 264 votes at the primary election of the party, held at International Culture and Events Center, popularly known as the Dome. The chairman of the committee sided with the responsibility of conducting the primary election, Senator Lawrence, announced Ajayi as winner of the contest. A former member of the House of Representatives, Kolade Akijo, came second, scoring 157 votes, while former Secretary General of Afenifere scored 99. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has confirmed that 10 inmates have been rearrested and returned to the Medium Security Custodial Center, Suleja, in Niger State, after a jailbreak that led to the escape of 119 inmates last night. The incident happened after some sections of the facility walls were brought down by windstorm during a heavy downpour on Wednesday. The minister said government is putting measures in place to avoid reoccurrence of such incidents, assuring that efforts are on to rearrest all fleeing inmates.
We've also looked at the cause of the matter, because we must make sure that this does not happen again. And how can we prevent this? Obviously, we can see the walls are actually old. And unfortunately, there are certain responsibilities that we must take, and but the most important thing is we'll do everything possible to restore sanity and to ensure that this does not happen in any other facility. And also, the president has also always been talking about urbanization eating into our correctional centers. And this is a clear testimony. You can look at the environment. It shows that we need to relocate a lot of our correctional centers, and we need to relocate them away from city centers, and to create better space, better security, and better infrastructure. But as we have said, we're not here to make excuses. We are here to take responsibility.
Congress in Ikpoba local government area have charged the party to shun any act that might threaten its unity in the state. There's more in this report.
The governorship election in Ondo State is few months away, and the main opposition party in the state, the APC, is having leadership crisis in the Ikpoba local government area. The council is one of the largest local government areas in terms of voting population. These leaders and members of the party in the local government are meeting to unanimously reaffirm Osarobo Idahosa as the authentic leader of the APC in their locality.
What we are supposed to be looking at today is how we will deliver this 2024 governorship election that is just by the corner. So we are calling our leaders from the national to the state to call some individuals to order.
We, the members of Ikpoba, both old, kids, young, youth, we only know Osabo as our leader.
The position of the national, the position of the states, and the position of the local governments, that Honorable Sabo remains the apex leader of the local government.
For now, Mr. Idahosa says his intention is to ensure victory for the candidate of his party, Senator Monday Okpoholo, and his running mate, Dennis Idahosa, in the September governorship election.
I've been their leader for a very long time. Leadership is not a position you will buy with money. Leadership is earned. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, is our national leader. Senator Adams Eric Oshomole, former governor of Edo State, is our state leader. Right Honorable Pius Odubu. The former deputy governor of our state is our senatorial leader, Edo Sat. While me, I'm the leader of a local government, Ibubaoka.
As the leadership crisis continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how the situation will be resolved within the APC in the local government area. However, leaders and party faithful have made it clear that their support for Osarobo Idahosa remains unwavering. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News, Benin.
Let's take a short break, and when we return, it will be time to speak with Honorable Benga Aiyedatiwa, an APC chieftain in Ondo State. Please stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Since the declaration of Ondo State Governor Lekki Aiyedatiwa as winner of the governorship primaries of the All Progressives Congress APC held on Saturday, there have been reactions and counter-reactions to that effect. But let's quickly take a look at the results again. Governor Aiyedatiwa polled 48,569 votes and was closely followed by Mayowa Akinfolarin, who polled 15,343 votes, followed by Olusha, who garnered 14,915 votes. Jimoh Ibrahim, senator representing Ondo South, polled 9,456 votes. Wale Akinteriwa, 1,952 votes. And Isaac Kekemeke, 1,045, just to mention but a few. Meanwhile, some stakeholders and political watchers think Governor Aiyedatiwa has crossed his most significant obstacles. And according to them, the governor has more hurdles securing the party ticket than winning the actual election. But again, this throws up more intriguing dynamics because indeed, securing a ticket against these political bigwigs like Chief Olusha, Mayowa Akinfolarin, Adewale Akinteriwa, Isaac Kekemeke, and Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, and a host of others who are still protesting, presents some likely landmines. However, with the way things have played out, is there any lesson here for students of politics? Tonight, let's speak with another APC chieftain in Ondo State, Honorable Benga Aiyedatiwa, who will be dissecting this issue with me. Honorable, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you. Honorable, can you hear me? I need to confirm you can hear me, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, sure, I can hear you right now.
All right. So before we go into the dynamics that played out during the primaries and controversies trailing the outcome of that election, what is your assessment of the primary election? Any surprises?
Well, no, let me tell you one thing. There is no controversy. What I can say is that there is a deliberate misinformation, a skewed narratives, and false misconception by some people to confuse, to sell a wrong information to the public. The most prepared candidate won that election. The candidate with the majority support won that election. Let me explain from my own central district to you. My federal consensus, for instance, I'm from there. We have supporters of the current ministers from there, all supporting Governor Lekki Aiyedatiwa. We have immediate past deputy governor of Ondo State, immediate Aiyedatiwa supporting the same person. Members House of Representatives serving right now, supporting the same person. Who are the supporters of others? Then let's go to Akko Southeast Southwest. We have Senator Aiyedatiwa, 3-time member of the House of Senate. We have Right Honorable Victor Olabinto, the national leader of that local government for decades, supporting the same person. Then go to our Warsaw axis. We have the deputy governor of Ondo State from that place. We have the immediate past chief of staff to Governor Akeredolu, Shigbengali from that place. We have the likes of Timei Adelegbe, serving members of representative from that place. We have Dr. Akawodeyi from that place. We have Honorable West Ogubolashui, leader of Ondo State House of Assembly from that same place, supporting the same person. All right? Then who are the supporters of others? How do they expect to win election? A governorship candidate, that's Lekki Aiyedatiwa, with 17 out of the 21 members of Ondo State House of Assembly behind him, including the state speaker, including the majority leader. Please tell me, who are the supporters of the rest? So there's no controversy. It's deliberate misinformation. It is all falsehood. That's what I can say.
Right, so if you said there were no controversy, as we speak, 5 aspirants have submitted their appeals against the emergence of the governor. We have Wale Akintarewa and a host of other persons. Let me ask, what does this mean for your party, and what does it say about the process of primary elections in the APC?
Well, thank you very much. If it is possible for Almighty God to descend and conduct primary election, some politicians will still contest the result. They won't be satisfied. So some collected nomination form, as unfortunately they don't even tell the people in their own immediate local government that they are running an election. They didn't inform their people that they are contesting election. They are only running on social media, Facebook. Meanwhile, Governor Aiyedatiwa told all the nooks and crannies of the state, canvassing for vote, canvassing for support of the party members. He won that election clean and clear. So those who are protesting, they have the right to protest. And there's an appeal committee is there. The appeal committee has the right to hear their case too. But as far as I'm concerned, Governor Aiyedatiwa won that election with majority of the votes, with maximum support of party members. Those who are the gladiators of APC in Ondo State queue behind the same person. Then why won't he win the election? The others I'm asking is, where are their supporters? Who are their leaders? The leaders of their camp. They should let the public know. I mention names now.
Because you're saying, where are their supporters? I mean, earlier today, some youth stormed the APC secretariat. They were demanding the rerun of that primary election. So, I mean, back to my question, what do you think was wrong with the process of that primary election?
To answer your question, nothing absolutely was wrong with that primary election. It was clean, free, and fair. Anybody can arrange youth from anywhere. Anybody can organize some boys and give them money to go and stage protest. That's not the first time we see that in Nigeria. It happens everywhere. But my advice to the contestant about those who lost that election is this: you lose or you win, you fight, you live to fight another day. If really you are a serious politician, you cannot, because of a primary election that which indeed you did not win anyway, start to generate an atmosphere of psychosis, so that people will think, oh, the winner, yeah, he actually lost it. The winner did not. The winner won the election clear and clear. And my advice is this: you cannot burn down your house. We are all members of the same APC. You cannot burn down your own house in order to get rid of a snake in your ceiling. That is foolishness. So if you know you are truly a member of this party, a member of APC, and you contest that election and you didn't win it, look, cooperate with the winner. Some have been coming out to say, okay, yeah, we accept the result. So why will others not do that? So it is unreasonable for people to start grandstanding that, oh, we won the election. The winner actually won the election. That is true.
All right, so I need to quickly say that in the course of this conversation, please let's be mindful of our languages because we're on air. I mean, in one breath, Honorable...
I'm just being factual, yeah.
In one breath, you have said...
Serious.
In one breath, you have said these aggrieved aspirants have a right to appeal. In another breath, you say they need to fight another day. Today, I mean, yesterday, we heard that the national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, and members of the National Working Committee met with some of these aggrieved aspirants. Are you privy to the kinds of conversation that was held at that meeting?
No, I'm aware the national chairman appealed to them like a father.
Voted as the best TV station of the year. TVC News breaks into the core of every event as they happen. Following all nationwide big and impactful stories.
Politicians must listen to the national chairman of the party if indeed you are a loyal member of that party. That is the truth. When I say they have right to appeal, because there is an appeal committee, very true. You have right to seek redress if you feel you are cheated. All right? You have right to say you won an election. It is your own opinion. It is left for the appeal committee to look at your case. And again, when I say you fight again, you live to fight another day, is that, look, there's always another time. 4 years in the life of a politician is like just 4 days. You win today. If you like, when you are in that position, don't do well, you have to face the people again. But if you lose today, you may have the chance of winning tomorrow. That's why I say you live to fight another day. That's the normal thing in life. Like I said, you cannot destroy your party. You cannot, as a matter of fact, burn down your house because you have a snake in your ceiling. Just to get rid of that snake, they want to burn down the whole house. It doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, so before we look at the issues on ground, did you think, or do you think Governor Lekki Aiyedatiwa was underestimated at any point?
I won't say it was underestimated. What I can say is that he was unnecessarily embarrassed when in actual fact he was supposed to be acting as a governor. So as a result of that, some people feel, oh, he may not want to forgive us because of what we did to him. All right? Then it makes them to feel, okay, if this guy now, if this now when I recently become governor, he will victimize us. My own is, the only thing I can say is this. It's a man I've known for years. He doesn't seek vengeance. It's not in his character to say, okay, you offended me yesterday, I'm going to fight you today. It's not part of Lekki Aiyedatiwa's style of living. So those who about such thinking should forget about it. When in terms of underestimating him, no, everybody who's going for an election, except very few who collected nomination form, I don't know why they collected the form anyway, there are actually some very strong politicians among them who feel, okay, yeah, we can fight this thing out. But unfortunately, when the governor rolled out his political campaign and everybody listening to him, and they saw the kind of gladiators following him, and others don't have such behind them, and every politician will have to retreat. Oh, this man has what it takes to win an election. Then those who feel they have the capacity, they keep losing ground, losing some of their supporters. I want to tell you one thing. In my own environment, not that we don't have supporters of some of the aspirants, but when the election started getting close, they fizzled out. Some came to support us. Some didn't even come home at all because they knew already that the election is won and lost. That is politics for you. They are sensible politicians. They are veterans in the game, and they know what it takes to win an election. I'm sorry, if anybody underrates him, you can't underrate a city governor in Nigerian politics. That person must be, I don't know. It's not possible.
Right, so, I mean, I'm looking at the margin here, the margin of victory for the governor, and many have considered this as clearly massive. The governor polled 48,569 votes. His closest challenger, that's Akin Folarin, polled 15,343. So, I mean, if you look at the margin, would you say the governor was tactical, or this is simply a factor of incumbency?
Well, let me tell you, I was in Ondo State. I followed the governor around to some local governments, and my own environment, for instance, and the totality of the vote again, I was expecting even the vote to be more than that. Yeah, to be more than that. Unfortunately, some party members, they did not have their party cards. That maybe they are not. You're supposed to be a financial member before you can do that primaries. This governor will win the general election with massive votes. I can tell you. The people of Ondo State love Aiyedatiwa because the little time he has spent, he has shown us that he means well for the public. And APC members are not an exception. They want a governor that is accessible to party members. There's somebody that, if he's in his office, you open the door and enter, he has open door policy. So what are politicians looking for? Accessibility of leadership, and the man has it. So I do not see that result as anything out of place. To me, I expect him to even pull more than that. QED. Thank you.
But the Ondo State chapter of the PDP has also described that primary election as an anticlimax and mockery of democracy.
Yes.
How do you react to this?
Ondo State PDP saying that?
Absolutely. They have
What
described
the opposition party to say?
As an anticlimax.
Describing the APC, PDP describing APC primary in Ondo State?
Yes, so what I'm saying is...
Their own today, yes.
Honorable, kindly hold on. If an opposition party is also corroborating what some of the aggrieved aspirants have also said, what does this mean for the party?
I'm about to just give you an answer to that. Our opposition party is not supposed, it is the duty of opposition party to criticize. When they say something negative about a ruling party, it is expected. So whatever PDP Ondo State has to say to criticize APC for conducting primaries, I don't listen to. I'm sorry, I don't listen to such things. I don't listen to such crap because they on their own have issues within themselves. And what do they want? They want problems for APC so that it can be an advantage for them in the general election. Unfortunately, there cannot be any advantage for PDP Ondo State to win an election in Ondo State. Election is going to be in November. Mark my word, we have 18 local governments. If PDP can win one out of those or two out of the local government, my dear sister, I doubt if they can do that. It's not possible. Ondo State is purely APC state. That is just the truth. So they can say anything they like. It's the job of opposition to criticize, the job of opposition party to say negativity, to look for negativities and say negative things about the ruling party. It happens at the national level. It will happen at the state level. Even at the local government level, members of the opposition party will criticize the local government chairman and councillors. It's the norm in our society. I don't expect anything different. So that people is saying this and that, to me.
All right,
yeah?
Let's look at the issues, Honorable. Some of these aggrieved aspirants have alleged that an announcement of a stakeholders meeting on Friday said notice was sent in late, but they eventually attended. Also alleged that all the names of electoral officers were read to the stakeholders 8 hours to that election. They say voters' membership lists that should have been available to aspirants were not available. They also alleged a late distribution of election materials to 18 local government areas, and I think you also mentioned that in your submission. They also said the electoral officers were known associates of the governor. I'd like you to react to all of these allegations.
Well, first let me answer you when they say that the electoral material were distributed 8 hours before the primary election. That's what you're saying?
Please repeat that. No, they said all the names of electoral officers were read to the stakeholders 8 hours to the election. And they also said there was allegation of late distribution of election materials to 18 local government areas. Are these issues substantial enough? Well,
first, when they say it was read 18 hours to the leaders, probably they're talking about to stakeholder. Probably they're talking about state executive members of the party. But I expect everybody to be in his own local government the day of that election. I was in my local government. I wouldn't know what time they say names were read, but I got because I went in advance, and I was on crisis in my local government. So I cannot be talking of another person. If you look at those clips that you are saying, crisis here, crisis there, it's just in only 2 local governments in the entire 18 local governments. We have 6 local governments in Ondo North, my central district. Not a single protest anywhere. Not a single protest in my central district. So when people are protesting, for instance, in Niger, that is where the local government of the governor and some of the major aspirants. So you expect those people to have their supporters in their own local environment to start creating crisis. That is normal.
But there were violent attacks in some local governments, Honorable. There were violent attacks in some local government areas.
What I say, where you say some local government, 2 is plural. It can be some. But I'll just give an example of my own senatorial district. We have 18 local governments in Ondo State, 6 per senatorial district. In my own senatorial district, Ondo North, you can ask anybody. We have 6 local governments. No crisis anywhere. We all voted for senator. I mean, the governor, and I mentioned earlier on that my local government, federal constituency, the other one, Senator Boniface and his people, the other one, the deputy governor, and the serving member, I've mentioned their names now, we all supported Governor Aiyedatiwa. 6 local government, that is my own area, and there was no crisis, no single protest. So why should I bother myself that 2 local governments out of 18 people were protesting? And like I mentioned earlier on, if it is possible for God to descend and conduct permanent election for politicians, some will still contest that result. So that's the issue.
But do you agree that to some extent there should be some adjustment to the processes of primary election in APC to make it very hard for anyone to choreograph the outcome of the election? Because, yes,
sorry,
please,
I can't get you right. I'm sorry.
Did you get my question?
Sorry, I cannot get that your question.
All right, so I said, do you agree that there should be some adjustments to the processes of primary election in the APC to make it hard for anyone to choreograph the outcome of the election or to, avert situations such as this?
Well, I will tell you that, well, it's all about mindset of the people. So, and it's all about those who are running political offices for elections. You know. I ran an election before. I won. I lost. But I never complain. But some, even when they lose, they will see protests. When it is glaring, they will not win the election. Imagine some, like I was saying earlier on, it is not the system in APC. I don't have anything, I don't see anything wrong with the system of APC primaries. Not at all. Whether you operate direct primaries, you operate delegate system, those that will win, will win. Those that will lose, will lose. And some losers are very bad losers. They will still not accept defeat. They will still complain. To me, the system is okay. But the contestants, we need to do, those running elections need to do soul searching. Is it like a fight to finish? Is it like, if I don't win, then we must scatter the house? So that's the thing I'm trying to say. It is not the system of running APC primaries. It is how some people will take outcome of election, whether good or bad, they will have to protest. That's the problem we're having.
But Honorable, you agree with me that the process of any election is also as important as the outcome of that election. Because for Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, he's talking about non-compliance with the electoral rules. He's talking about gross misconduct. For him, let me read this verbatim. It says, I paid 100 million naira for the validation of over 40,000 party members. And those members were not allowed to be revalidated across Ondo State. Are you saying these issues are not heavy enough or shouldn't be looked or should be overlooked?
Well, Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, he's a good guy, he's my very good friend, he's a nice person. But again, he has his own opinion. And what he just read out now is quite subjective. I'm not aware of that. I don't know where people will be. It may be something you can prove, the appeal committee. But as far as I'm concerned, I keep repeating it. In my own senatorial district, there was never any complaint. And there's nobody. Anybody who wants to be a governorship aspirant must be all over the 18 local governments in the state. But I'm telling you right now that the 6 local governments in my own senatorial district, there was never any protest. And nobody is claiming that I was disenfranchised or not allowed to vote, or that I was not. You can, at the same time, again, it is not right for a candidate to say, I'm the one that I may pay for somebody to go and do. It is voluntary. You, as a party member, should be able to be a financial member over the years. It's not something you play overnight. You pay for overnight. No. We have yearly contribution that is entrenched in the constitution of APC. As a member, you have to pay your annual dues. You cannot pay annual dues for 4 years, just 2 days election, and you say you are paying annual dues. It must go to the national secretariat of the party. So, non-compliance, it's relative, and it's quite subjective. The appeal committee is to listen to that. That is my own opinion.
All right, Honorable. Before we go on break, I need to ask you a question. When we say direct mode of primaries, what does this mean in the APC constitution or in the All Progressives Congress? Because on Tuesday, I was speaking with an APC chieftain in Ondo State, and he made it very clear to me that some of these aggrieved aspirants do not even understand what direct mode of primary is.
Thank you. The direct mode of primaries means that all card-carrying members of the party, then who are financial members, those that are paying their annual dues regularly, and those who have their membership card revalidated are entitled to vote. That is, it's a system whereby you queue behind the posters of your candidate in your own polling unit. That is it, your voting unit. That's direct primaries. Then we have the delegate system, where each local government will elect numbers of delegates to converge in a particular location or a hall like that to elect candidates. But the governorship election in Ondo State was by direct primaries. Not in Ondo State alone, it has been the norm in the APC state. All they do, that's all, like in Edo, like in other states, it has always been direct primaries. If you are a financial member of the party with your party card, then you are qualified to queue behind your candidate. That's what they call direct mode of primaries.
Honorable Legbeleye, let's take a break, and when we come back, we will continue this conversation. You're watching Politics Tonight, everyone. I'll be right back.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world,
breaking down intricate economic and financial matters.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrencies.
We unveil and analyze complex policies of the CBN and other government parastatals as they affect your everyday life, keeping you a step ahead every time.
This is good. Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate facts from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News. First with breaking news.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything. If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Welcome back to Politics Tonight, everyone. Thank you very much for staying with us. Tonight, our focus is on the controversy trailing the outcome of Ondo APC primary election. And I've been speaking with an APC chieftain in Ondo State, Honorable Benga Legbeleye. Honorable, thank you so much for staying with us on Politics Tonight. Now, let's move on with this conversation. But moving forward, I know there was a meeting yesterday. But moving forward, how should these issues be addressed ahead of the general election? The three petitioners are asking for cancellation and a disbandment of the 7-man panel. Some youths today are asking for a total cancellation and a rerun. How should this issue be resolved ahead of the election?
Well, I would say the National Chairman of APC and the entire leadership of the party, they have the capacity to handle the situation. I believe leadership have the responsibility to solve problems. And in addressing such problems, the fastest may not always be the best. What really matters is the most effective way of addressing issues. And I know the National Chairman and the National ESCO members, I know a lot of them. These are people that have the capacity to handle situations. This is not the first time that will be like that. But I think, as far as I'm concerned, there shouldn't be much crisis. All it takes for the gladiators who contested against the governor to gladly accept defeat and again move together as members of the same party, members of the same family, for the party to consolidate their strength and the stronghold of their position in Ondo State as a dominant party. In actual fact, we don't have opposition in Ondo State, and like I said earlier on, PDP is just a party that is not virtually non-existent in Ondo State. But in this election, it is for us to win it. And if we don't work together, of course we will still win it. But it will be terrible for us to have a divided house in going for an election. I will only appeal to members of the APC who are supporters of those who did not win the primaries to, again, think back and ask themselves some salient questions. Is it proper for us to go to the public debate and destroy our party with some unnecessary protests? Or, I'm sorry to say this, some knew they don't have capacity to win that election. I don't want to go too low or be vulgar, but yet they collected form just to run for primaries. Again, maybe some want to do it to negotiate. I don't know. Some don't even go to their local government to tell their people they are running an election. So the best thing for you to ask yourself, there's always a time for everything. There's a time to start campaign. That is time to run an election. That is time to finish the election, whether win or lose. Then there's a time for reconciliation. The time for reconciliation is now. And I think everybody should embrace it. That's my opinion.
But do you also think the mode of primary was an issue? Because there are those who have said the governor, Lekki Aiyedatiwa, really prepared for a direct primary election because he had conversation with those who mattered, the party members and stakeholders, while other aspirants didn't really do much.
That's an assumption. That's an assumption that he had conversation with people. That's a mere assumption. Because there was nobody that protested that we don't want direct primaries before the election. No single aspirant protested that we don't want the direct mode of primaries. They all accepted it. If you don't accept the system, you have to protest that I don't want this system. So there was no protest. Meanwhile, we all know the APC mode of primaries for governorship is direct. So it's what happened in all states. So why should I want be an exception in Ondo State? So Ondo State cannot go and run an indirect primaries when other states are running direct primaries. So is it that we are not capable of managing ourselves, or that we are not okay enough to accept the fact that we can queue behind the candidate and refuse to accept the fact that the governor wants direct primaries because he had conversation with some powers that be? No, it is the normal thing. It is what has been happening in other states. Ondo State was just the normal, usual way of conducting primaries that happened in Ondo State. So not that the governor had an advantage. Even if you go through the other way, the winner will still be the governor. That's the truth. But again, why must you go for indirect primaries when the norm in APC is for all states to go for direct primaries? So why should we go indirect? Ondo State is part of Nigeria. We are not in Burkina Faso, or neither are we in Cameroon. Why should our own be different? So it is the same thing. So thank you.
So as we speak, which you've also corroborated, the party seem very divided. Are you worried about a possible case of anti-party activities ahead of the election if this case is not resolved?
I'm not worried. Because I know APC leadership is capable of solving the problem. When the crisis was even much more terrible, then the governor was having crises and challenges within cabinet members, when the late governor was incapacitated, I wasn't prevented from acting. The president called all of us. I was at that meeting. He called us and addressed us. Everybody has to listen to the president. It won't reach a stage where there will be crisis. You mentioned Jim O'Brien now. Jim O'Brien is very close to the president. Everybody's. You mentioned who else? All of them are, for instance, you mentioned Akintan. He claimed to be close to the president too. So we have a president who will talk to everybody. Everybody will listen. Meanwhile, in Ondo State, we have a big father in APC, Chief Aiyedatiwa. I'm sure by the time we call a meeting of leaders and they move around and invite the aspirant, again, they have to listen. So I don't see them as people that are too strong-minded in destroying their homes. These are people who love the party, people who love their state. Naturally, they all come around together again, because in every war situation, we end it with discussion. Yeah. We have to come to a round table to discuss. Whatever the case may be, whatever your anger may be, at the end of the day, common sense will prevail. we all have to sit down and ask ourselves questions. And again, we come to a conclusion that we need to settle. The situation will be, Ondo State cannot be different from that.
But if you have an opportunity to sit with these 4 or 5 aggrieved aspirants, if you have an opportunity to sit with them in a room, what would you tell them at this point in time? The PDP already has a candidate, and that's Aiyedatiwa. What would you be saying to these aspirants?
Well, yeah, I had, yes, let me just say I had a chat with one of them, but we didn't go long, you know, and all I'm saying is that if I have opportunity of talking to them one-on-one, well, I will say, look, we are members of the same party like I've been saying. We need to preach peace. We must come together and embrace peace. Election is over. So somebody must win that election. And I will ask, even if you yourself were probably proclaimed winner, that means there will still be protests. So why don't we all accept that, look, it's a family thing. Only one person can be governor. Only one person can win election. And the others should know there are other positions. If you really want to serve the people, you want to serve your state, you don't go into war to serve people. It is voluntary. So we should realize that we are one and same family. My advice to them is that, look, like I said earlier on, you cannot burn your house just to get rid of a snake in your roof. It doesn't sound reasonable. And again, you and Lekki Aiyedatiwa and the other aspirants, they're from the same senatorial district. Yeah, it was generally agreed by all of us that the governorship of the state this time around should go to the southern senatorial district. And they're all from that place. I don't see any reason why members of same family, almost same clan, cannot get together and resolve issues. I think it is not difficult. I'm sure with a few days, people will start aligning together. The party will solve the problem.
But the other question...
Many thanks to National Chairman and his crew. Yes.
But the other question many are asking is Governor Lekki Aiyedatiwa ready to bring every member of APC in Ondo State into one camp, irrespective of where their individual affinity may lie?
Well, if you look at his speech immediately after he was declared the winner of the primaries, he said everybody should join out together with him so that we can build a better state. I want to give an example. When a lot of his supporters were very angry with him some weeks back, for one reason, those that he considered to be his antagonists, when our late governor was incapacitated, he appointed them as commissioners. That shows the kind of person he is. So he is somebody that, because you offended me yesterday, does not make you my enemy today. That's his kind of character I was saying before. He appointed those commissioners who were actually loyalists of those considered to be his antagonists. Yet, they're the one working with him as commissioners. So what else do we say? What else do we have to say? He is not the kind of character that we say, we fought yesterday, we must be enemy for life. That's not him.
But Honorable, generally speaking, do you think the red primaries can in any way or should any way enhance internal democracy in Nigeria political parties?
I will always support the red primaries, and I will tell you why. The red primaries means all eligible members of the party will have an opportunity to vote for the candidate of their choice. But if we jettison the red primaries, you now have to go for indirect primaries, where delegates will be the one that will come and vote. They will now give room for money bags. People who apparently may not even have intellectual and mental capacity to run an administration. Then we give them room because they have some words of naira to give hungry people, hungry delegates. Let me to say, or delegates who are actually looking for money. They will collect this money and vote for the wrong candidate. But in direct primaries, there's no way, it's like a general election. There's no way you can mobilize money that will reach everybody who's going to vote. Give room for party members. We know ourselves. We know the leaders. We know the contestants. Let everybody have the opportunity to vote for candidates of his choice as a member of the party, not a restricted member a number of people coming out in the hall to come and vote. Direct primaries means the entire state will be, only delegates will come into the hall and choose a governor for us. But in this one, all card-carrying members of the party are eligible to vote. That's democracy. That's the best way of voting in a democratic setting. So I only support direct primaries, definitely.
Well, I'm sure you know your argument. That's arguable because there are those who have argued that both types of, both modes of primary election are susceptible to manipulation. But let's quickly talk about Governor Aiyedatiwa. He's been governor of Ondo State for about 4 months now. What do you consider as his strength that you have seen that will help him pilot the affairs of Ondo State if he's re-elected for the next 4 years?
Well, let me tell you, look, I'm sorry, I've been in politics throughout my adult life. I was a local government council chairman. I was a national representative. I've served in various positions. And I know that the best way to treat the populace is by being accessible. All right? Look at that way, it's very accessible. An arrogant leader cannot be a good leader. All right? A listening leader who is accessible will know what each and every community wants and know how to solve that problem. I can see that Ondo State in the next 4 years, definitely, after November election, which is going to win, by God's grace, the state will witness a new turn of, let me say, new mode of leadership, a direct access to a governor, direct interaction between the leader and the followers, direct interaction between the governor and the citizens. That is why I say it is easy to have somebody like him as governor. It is not because he's somebody that I'm close to, no, because of who he is. And that's what leadership. Of course, I've been very close to quite some governors, like our late governor, I was close to him, obviously. I was chairman of the fundraising of Governor Aiyedatiwa in Lagos before he even became governor. And I was a direct DG campaign for my central district during his second term too. So I'm not saying it's not accessible. But this one is a different person. This is Lekki Aiyedatiwa. He's always who he is, no pretense. And that's what leadership is all about.
But tell us, Honorable, why should residents of Ondo State vote and return APC into power come November?
Sorry, can you just come up again? Sorry, wasn't getting you.
Why should the people of Ondo State vote and return APC into power come November?
Definitely Ondo State APC will win Ondo State in November. That one is certain. So I don't have any doubt about that.
My question is why
he's going to win the election.
Honorable, my question is why should the people of Ondo State vote APC again?
Why should they vote APC again?
Absolutely.
Okay. Why should they vote APC again? That's a good question, and I'm not going to give an answer in this way. The last administration of Governor Aiyedatiwa, during his first time, let me give you an example of where I come from. I'm the Otumba of Ikare Akoko. That's my hometown. He gave us a promise that he will dualize our road for us, the major road that passed the center of the town. He did. He promised them in Nowo. He did. He made promises in Akure. He fulfilled. It's the same government that Lekki was deputy governor. APC Ondo State is always giving promises and fulfilling the promises. Then why won't they vote for the same party? What they say is like our word is our bond. We don't promise and fail. The same thing, Lekki Aiyedatiwa, acting as governor, again, substantive governor, all promises he made, he followed it up to all fulfillment. So I don't see any reason why the people of Ondo State should doubt APC. And besides that, what is happening at the national level, it's coming down to us. A lot of palliatives were sent by the federal government down to all states. Ondo State was not an exception. I feel people felt the impact. So that is it. Meanwhile, Ondo State in Southwest is a state where the last presidential election, perhaps we gave the highest percentage of vote to the president. So, Ondo State will always be APC. That's the truth.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Honorable Benga Elegbeleye, APC chieftain in Ondo State. Thank you so much for your perspective on the program tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jumoke. I'm grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you very much for watching. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at midnight and get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and Olajumoke W using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria.
Morphine insecticide with its improved formulation kills 100% mosquitoes that spread malaria. So, spread the message of how we can fight to end malaria with Morphine. Morphine, our #1 choice.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather. Why did you let him go? He might fall ill.
And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with germ defense gives you protection. Raining season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
Get in on the action with Betano, your exciting destination for sports betting. Enjoy an award-winning experience with amazing betting options, cash outs and missions, as well as other features. Join now and get a welcome bonus of up to 200,000 Naira. Betano.ng, the game starts now.
You're watching Beyond 100 Days with Nifemi Oguntoye. President Tinubu, since he assumed office,
we are on our way to progress.
6 out of the 8 APC federal lawmakers.
I have a movement structure that's going to take back our party in Enugu State. Because this one I'm seeing is tales by moonlight. It's not working.
So I'm wondering what you think or who you think can stop him now.
He doesn't own the party.
One of the causes of inflation is because people cannot go to the farm.
The government still needs to do more so that people can eat.
I believe what clamoring for is more responsible use of social media. Not that people just go in there and think that they can say anything to anybody.
Tinubu is not one who believes in the same thing. I mean, he wants to get it done. He will face it. He will get it done.
Yes, the president, from inception of his administration, focused squarely on diversifying the economy and driving in investments to, cushion the effect of everything that we've seen, ranging from COVID-19 to the global commodity shocks, global financial crisis, and all of that.
I was privileged to have worked under a governor who believed in the system, who also built up the system, and I'm going to do the same.
All right, that's our show today, everyone. Thanks for being a part of it.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Every week, Green Angle, in partnership with Wild Aid, will bring you a documentary series on environmental issues affecting Nigeria's amazing biodiversity, from climate change, air pollution, and wildlife conservation. We will be traveling across Nigeria to give you on-the-ground report of the issues affecting our environment. It airs every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
The Inspector General of Police has met with senior officers to review the state of security. We are continuing our coverage of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele.
The Senate has summoned the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to properly brief the Senate regarding the state of the economy.
President Bola Tinubu has announced the total removal of fuel subsidy.
The fresh subsidy is gone. What I will never take is threat.
Let's now bring you more development from Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, where an explosion has taken place. Tell us about this incident.
TVC News. First with breaking news.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teachers.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything. If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
After 2 months of repairs, the Lekki Conservation Center is back and bustling with life. Home to a diverse array of plants and animals, this Lagos heritage site plays a vital role in preserving the region's ecosystem. And let's not forget about the star attraction, the longest canopy walkway in Africa, offering the breathtaking 360-degree views from above the treetops. This and more will be our focus in this week's edition of Green Angle. Welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
I am Esther Makwariola. And before we begin, let's bring you updates from the world of environment. The event was graced by environmental conservationists, public officials and students from public schools, all gathering to witness the culmination of the program.
We have mobilized young people, old people.
The environmental program is a vital advocacy initiative aimed at fostering environmental sustainability awareness through educational programs and practical workshops within schools.
Children are very strong influencers. They're subliminal, they're surreptitious, but yet they're very, very powerful. So when you have a teacher who has taken up the vision to charge children about how to manage waste, and not only manage, but how to repurpose, how to recycle, how to upscale, and how to reuse, in terms of resource efficiency, efficiently use waste as resource, then you know that the sky is the limit for us in Lagos.
Every school should be an eco school. I mean, why not? Because it teaches the student how to, adapt to the challenges around particularly pollution and of course climate change. It helps them to also, become global leaders, even while acting locally. They are able to solve their immediate problems. And there's a slogan that says, their generation is going to end poverty, climate change, and hunger.
23 schools in Lagos and Ogun states actively engaged in practical projects focusing on sustainable gardening, upcycling, and recycling, thus igniting a passion for climate action.
Even our project too, it's a teamwork. We're not the only one but I brought up the idea. The hard work, everything, I'm the one pushing. And I'm glad we got to where we are now, and we won't stop. We are going to keep doing greater things with the plastics.
Many things that we take as ways that are not useful are really useful for us. That it makes me to look deeper, that there's something useful.
It's very encouraging, even to us, the older ones. And if we can get to as many schools as possible, you are going to see how this will grow.
Some outstanding students and schools were recognized and awarded for their innovative contributions and dedication to environmental conservation. Forests are not only essential for biodiversity conservation, but also crucial in mitigating climate change, providing livelihoods for millions of people, and ensuring the overall well-being of our planet. But rapid urbanization, deforestation, illegal logging, and climate change threatens its existence.
Forest rangers.
This event seeks to highlight the critical need to harness the power of innovation to protect and sustainably manage our forests.
And when we talk about environmental protection, we don't actually mean environmental protection, we actually mean human protection. Because the environment will always protect itself. But when the environment protects itself, it does that at our detriment. Because we will not be able to stand when the environment protects itself. And that is why we ought to do it with the environment instead of the environment doing it by itself. So a day like this gives us an opportunity for us to reflect on the actions or inactions that we are doing that will be detrimental or will advance the cause of conservation, especially in this time we are talking about our forest estates.
Concerns were raised about the disappearing mangroves and wetlands and efforts to address the worrying trend.
This event is to emphasize the importance of forests and the need for sustainable management of forest resources. It is an opportunity to create awareness about our environment and secure our future. With Lagos State's population, which is growing by the day, we must address the increasing pressure on our natural vegetation, particularly due to housing and urbanization. It's crucial to embrace a conservatory approach to combat climate change.
The event featured a tour of the Lekki Conservation Centre's canopy walk, showcasing the beauty of the forests. With about 401 meters long and 22.5 feet above the sea level, the canopy walkway at the Lekki Conservation Centre gives a panoramic view of the entire forest.
The canopy walk here is divided into 6 platforms and 7 walkways.
Starting from a serene boardwalk, the journey to the canopy takes about 20 minutes, captivating visitors with its natural beauty along the way. Tourists, fun lovers, and nature enthusiasts often throng this nature park as a getaway from the hustle and bustle of city life.
This is my first time of doing this, and it's very scary, but at a time now, I started enjoying it.
Why I chose LCC above, than any other place, probably like the beach or an eatery. I just wanted to try something different, something new, and this canopy walk is unique. Trust me, it's unique. I will encourage anybody to do this.
Spanning over 1,315 feet, the canopy walkway at Lekki Conservation Centre holds the record as Africa's longest, offering a unique perspective on the coastal ecosystem.
It's been around for more than 34 years. So we acquired the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, who are the owners of the Lekki Conservation Center, acquired this place in 1987-89, and then became functional since 1990, and has remained an attractive and tourist site since then.
The Conservation Center preserves a large part of the region's biodiverse coastal ecosystem and educates visitors on the importance of coexisting with nature.
We are happy that we are partnering with the Lagos State government today to mark the International Day of the Forest, and we charge everybody out there to try to preserve and conserve the environment close to you. Try to plant one tree wherever you are. So our population is estimated to be 200 million and above. So you can imagine each person planting one tree, or even half of the population planting one tree. That's 100 million trees that we'll have this year, and that will contribute a lot to making the environment a better place for us to. You came here, you can see the fresh air, the oxygen, different from what you have out there. So if we have this kind of forest reserve spread across the country, everywhere you go, you breathe fresh air and you live a healthier life.
Early this year, there were viral videos of the canopy walk not being in good condition, prompting safety concerns. But this has been dismissed as an act of mischief on social media.
The incident that came up on social media, number one is that it was a mischievous social media post that somebody made. So the facilities we have here, the canopy walkway, just like every other facility you have, experiences wear and tear. So we have dedicated staff, technicians who were part of the construction of the canopy walkway, who are our staff. They carry out daily routine check on the canopy walkway before we allow tourists to come on board. But you know that being man-made materials, they could experience some snap. So that particular day, there was a snap of one of the brace joining the canopy walkway. So that person came and took a video of that particular point, and got other previous videos that people have come to posted, people who came here to make skits. You know, someone like Sabinus, the day he came here, he wanted to make a skit that would go viral. And he was doing as if the thing was, when you go on the canopy walkway, which you have experienced, you will see how it swingles and all of that. And that's the beauty of it. So Sabinus was saying, he is shaking that as if that he's scared it's going to fall. This guy went and caught a clip of that, added to his own video and so many other things, and made it sensational and put it out on the social media. I'm sure you've seen the difference walking on the boardwalk and the canopy walkway coming. What you used to experience before and what you saw today, there's a huge difference. So this place is very safe.
Beyond the canopy walkway, LCC's Family Park is a hub of leisure and recreation. Visitors engage in oversized chess games, enjoy the serene ambience of the fish pond, and immerse themselves in nature's tranquility.
Still talking about nature conservation, Kunle Olashupo gives more insights on the significance of forests in our ecosystem.
This forest is actually a secondary forest. The anthropogenic activities that people have been doing here is more of farming. People have been, like you, cutting down the natural habitats. Sometimes people cut down the trees to make charcoal. People do a lot of construction. So all those ones, they are more of anthropogenic activities. Sometimes people go to kill animals. So you collect some plant parts, maybe for medicine or for consumption. So those are the anthropogenic activities that I mean. So human impact. So when a natural forest grows by itself, so it's being called a secondary forest. So that could allow some alien plants, some exotic plants, those ones that are not actually native to that environment, to that natural ecosystem. challenges we've been facing so far in this forest is, so far it's not a natural forest, that is a natural regrowth. So we'll be having challenges to have a lot of gaps in this forest because the exotic species, those ones that normally that have invasive property, so they cover some areas. They don't allow some other things to grow around them because many of them, they have some what we call allelopathic property. So they will have some sort of chemicals they release naturally around their environment. They don't allow some other things to grow around them. So that is why they will now be the only one in that area, turning a tropical forest to more like a temperate forest. Like you get to a temperate forest, you are going to see only one species in very large area of land. But the beauty of a tropical forest, most especially the natural forest in Africa, is to have diversity of plant. You can see obeche very close to Iroko being close to another mahogany. So that is the beauty of the African forest. In our checklist in our ITA, we have over 270 species of birds, so over 200 species of butterflies, 48 mammals. So like the mammals that you are talking about, which is the wildlife, like we have the blue duiker, like a small antelope. We have that. We have the tree hyrax. We have the marsh mongoose. We have the pangolin, the endangered pangolin in this forest. We have it there. We also have a lot of squirrels, a lot of ground squirrel. We have these flying squirrels also. We have them. So we have bushbuck, the giant antelope that is common to West Africa. We have the African civets. So, but different types of mammal that we have, there are 48 in types in our checklist. So also we have 28 reptiles like the snakes, the monitor lizard. We have like the rock python. We have the green and black mambas. You have to be somebody that is skillful. You must be knowledgeable about trees. Just like me, the way I know about trees is just about me going to the college. It's not that enough, but the passion in me, seeing something green. So, but in line with the knowledge that I've had now, what I understand is that you will have gone to different habitats, different places. Let's say now, the kind of tree you are going to see in Ibadan metropolis or Ibadan forest and the northern part of Oyo State is quite different. So like when you go to somewhere like Ondo State, so it's going to be different. So Ibadan is just like a mixture of savanna and forest area. So when you go to Ondo State, you are going to see a lot of bigger trees, a lot of mahoganies, like a real natural forest. So if you have those ideas, you will know that this is a savanna tree and it's fitting for certain area or the other. So